In 1971, Julie Dawn Cole splashed onto the streets of Tinseltown, playing the spoiled brat Veruca Salt in the Gene Wilder version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Although not a box office success during its initial release, the film will go on to become one of the most beloved classics of all time and earn Cole an eminent spot in the face of Hollywood history. But in the years before Julie's portrayal of Veruca skyrocketed her to new heights of cinematic immortality, she had a long-running career in British cinema and television that soared even higher. Find out when Julie Dawn Cole shares her stories of her illustrious career after Willy Wonka, from her rise to stardom on hit British series such as Angels and Poldark, her surprise encounter with Mark Hamill, rumors of her auditioning for Alice in Wonderland, and the secret crush on a popular teen idol she had with whom she would later share the screen with. All this and more in our exclusive interview with Julie Dawn Cole on Foster's Features. Thank you very much for joining us, Julie.
Thank you for asking me.
After Veruca disappeared down the chute and Willy Wonka had its run in cinemas around the world, Julie returned to theater school, but it wasn't long before she found herself back to work on a set.
Immediately I came back from Willy Wonka, I did a TV series called And Mother Makes Three. It was a comedy series, and then became And Mother Makes Five. It was Mother Makes Three because it was about a mum with two kids. One of the kids was actually my school friend David Parfitt, who is now a big movie producer and produced Shakespeare in Love and My Week with Marilyn and all sorts of other things, Madness of King George, and he's just producing a new movie called The Family with Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman. So that was my first TV, and then I did a few more TV productions, and the Orson Welles, I think it would have been my first job once I was 16, over chaperone age. So I remember auditioning for that. I think it was called In the Confessional, and I was murdered.
What was that experience like? I mean, did you ever get to meet Orson Welles or interact with him or José Ferrer?
José Ferrer I did. I didn't meet Orson Welles, it was his name over the project. There were lots of one-off dramas that had his name. So Milo O'Shea was the other guy. He was playing some mad priest in the church, and Phil Davis, who's been in Quadrophenia and all sorts of other things. So Milo O'Shea and José Ferrer, and I remember José Ferrer was really sweet to me because I had the most awful cold, and he was like, "Take one of these, you'll feel better." It was legitimate, but it was
yes,
it was whatever it was, a decongestant.
The small bit performances and reoccurring roles paid off, and soon Julie landed a centering guest spot on an episode of the ITV prison drama series Within These Walls. Echoing her iconic role of Veruca Salt, Julie seemed to be consistently being cast as somewhat of a bad girl, a sharp contrast to what her real character is.
Yeah, I was a bad girl. I always get the bad girls. Actually, she was misunderstood. So there were two girls, myself and an actress called Henrietta Baines, who then went on to marry Ken Russell. And we were some very bad girls doing all sorts of things. I remember we were on a double-decker bus, one of the red London buses, filming that, and we were supposed to be getting up to all sorts of mischief late at night. And one of the things we did, this is really terrible because I'm a dog lover and I know you are, we threw an old lady's dog out of the top of the bus. Not for real, this is in the script, obviously.
Yes.
So we threw this dog out of the bus, and that's what we went to prison for. Within These Walls was a prison thing. And I just remember the assistant stage manager having to run after the bus round the Elephant and Castle, waiting to catch this dummy dog, not the real one of course,
yes,
but catch this dummy dog, and he was having to run after it at kind of 1 or 2 in the morning.
What a crummy dump this is.
And didn't you love it when they started chatting us up? Posh Deb getting her first bit of Ralph.
Do we have to be so crude?
I am crude, Duchess. I haven't got your social advantages, remember?
Actually, it was super. Super.
Bloody hell! We're in the nick on remand for 7 days while they take us apart. Have you a clue what remanded for reports means?
I haven't got your social advantages, remember?
Bitch.
And the character you played was a juvenile offender and quite different from any of the other characters I think you would have played beforehand. How did you step into, taking such a complex and different character and some might say maybe controversial character?
Yeah, I think I just channel my dark side.
Caroline ain't seeing her folks.
They're abroad on holiday. That's no reason, is it?
Googie Withers, who played the prison governor, who was a beautiful film star actress at the time, a lot of British movies, not sure about American ones, but yeah, I just remember that. I suppose it was the forerunner of all these, Prisoner of Cell Block H and all of those things, but yeah, it was fun being a bad girl.
While balancing a busy schedule working on television shows, Julie landed a small role in the 1975 British-German comedy film That Lucky Touch.
That Lucky Touch was a film with Roger Moore and Susanna York and Lee J. Cobb and Shelley Winters, and I played the daughter of Shelley Winters and Lee J. Cobb.
Mom, should we wash these? Yes, and do it very carefully. The station wagon was full of dog hairs again.
I remember, going on set. It was directed by Christopher Miles. And meeting Christopher Miles at Pinewood Studios, and Roger Moore was there, and I just remember him saying, "Would you like a grape?" He was eating some grapes at the time. But Shelley Winters, in the family that we were, we had a dog, an English sheepdog or something, great big dog, and Shelley Winters hated having to deal with this big dog. It was, pulling all over the place. So every time there was a scene with the dog, she'd say, "I think I should have my daughter in this," so that I could handle the dog. So I got extra scenes.
What was it like working with Shelley Winters?
It was funny because Shelley Winters and Lee J. Cobb were like a kind of married couple, for real. Their working relationship was like a sort of married couple, and she would be coming in every morning, Howard, my nails. And then Lee J. Cobb would just be sitting there with his coffee and go, "Oh God, that voice." It was very funny.
Yeah, because the voice I always think of whenever I hear Shelley Winters is Mrs. Gogan from Pete's Dragon. That's what I always associate her with.
Well, I was totally awestruck because I remember Titanic. Not Titanic, sorry, Poseidon Adventure.
Poseidon Adventure, yes.
Oh, cried my eyes out watching that. She was wonderful in that.
Yes, and she was so pretty too back in the day.
She was.
Yes.
She was.
Coming up, Julie tells us about the role that redefined her career.
So they're like two distinct careers. It was only later that everything kind of became matched up.
And later,
well, I'd had a crush on him since I was about 12 years old.
In our exclusive interview with Julie Don Cole, only on Foster's Features.